A man raised his gun and aimed at a wild deer, only to spot a hairy human-like figure ahead. Instantly he realized something terrible was about to happen, for legend had it that bloodthirsty monsters lurked in this forest. Father and son quickly ducked into the watchtower behind them. The man signaled to his son not to make a sound, but soon enough the monster's roar echoed outside. The man reacted by lifting his gun, training it toward the source of the sound. In 20 years of hunting, this was his first encounter with a monster, and he couldn't help but feel fear toward the unknown. The hunter was now at the peak of tension, as if the monster would burst through the door any second. Just as he braced himself for a life-or-death fight, the creature outside turned and left for some unknown reason. Only when all sounds outside faded completely did the man slowly stand up to scan his surroundings. The wooden planks outside were now covered in claw marks. Even more terrifying, the wild deer lay there with its insides hollowed out. As he continued his inspection, he caught a fleeting glimpse of the monster. Though he missed his shot, the roar gradually faded into the distance. Only then did the man finally let out a breath of relief. His son curiously asked what that had been. The father didn't tell him the truth, explaining it was just a black bear, afraid the reality would scar his son's childhood. Time flew by and 30 years passed. Jack, once a teenager, had grown into an adult. He'd hoped to live in the big city with his family forever, but an email pulled him back to that childhood forest. His father had passed away, so he took his wife and daughter back for the summer. On the way up the mountain, Jack ran into a long-lost neighbor. Learning the neighbor was also heading home uphill, Jack didn't hesitate to offer a ride. But just then disaster struck. A humanoid monster appeared in the road. The car swerved off the edge, but was luckily stopped by a tree, leaving the family hanging halfway down the slope. The neighbor opened the door to escape, only to slip and fall to the ground. Jack told his wife to climb to the roof with their daughter. Suddenly a low growl erupted. Then he saw the monster in the rearview mirror. Before he could react, an arm shattered the car window, and his arm was clawed by the monster. In the next second, the neighbor was dragged away. Jack scrambled to the roof, rescuing his wife and daughter. Fortunately, the old house was nearby, but the monster's growl echoed again. Fighting for their lives, the family ran, slipping into the house just before the monster caught up. Yet the creature was already at the door.